Okay, guys. So today we're going to start the assessment for this unit. Obviously, we've been looking at perspectives over the last few months, and the assignment you're going to be doing is an essay-based assignment. So, yeah, I know there's going to be lots of groans and moans as I sort of say that, but let me talk you through the first part of what we're going to ask you to do. Okay. Through this, obviously, we've looked at two key concepts. We were going to look at three. I've dropped one of them because I felt it was probably it wasn't really a lot of it wasn't relevant, and it probably wouldn't have interested you so much, and that was the governance section. We've focused more on inequality, and we've focused more on sustainability. Your key task is you are going to look at a variety of perspectives around an issue that is linked to Hong Kong. That is going to be around one of those two concepts, either sustainability or inequality. You are going to take on the role of a freelance journalist. Okay, so the essay that you write potentially will be sent to the Young Post and the SCMP to be published at the end of this. All right, so there's an incentive or a challenge for you to write a good piece here. Okay. You are obviously being the target audience, going into the Young Post. It is students or people of your sort of age, slightly older, slightly younger, but we're looking at the youth of Hong Kong. All right, and you're focusing around a complex issue. You are going to go and have to go out and research this topic area. Okay, we will give you all the sources. Your focus is then to use those sources to write a good argumentative piece of writing. That piece of writing needs to be about 1,500 words in length. Okay, and you need to consider when you do this 3 different perspectives. Okay, so that's 3 individual perspectives on this current issue. We'll talk a little bit more about how that looks like as we kind of go through some of the activities I want you to do today. You're going to have a choice. So as I mentioned, you've either got sustainability or you've got inequality. So if you choose sustainability, your essay title will be, Should Hong Kong Discourage Fast Fashion? Okay, now we've done quite a bit of research around this already, so that might be a direction you want to go. Inequality, again, you've done a lot of work around this recently. You're going to look at what is the biggest threat to equality in Hong Kong? Is it the lack of affordable housing or the lack of affordable education? Okay, so you've got 2 options here. Now, depending on which one you choose, you need to then click on the essay workbook at the bottom. Okay, it is this workbook that you need to upload to the assignment I have set you today. Okay, so I've put this in as an assignment. You do not need to submit it because I want you working on this over the next few weeks. So don't submit it once you've done the activities today. I can look through it and see whether you have worked on this or not. Okay, and I know some of you are keeping up with the work more than others. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at what these workbooks look like. Okay, the workbooks match the presentation. Okay, so each slide will then have an activity on it. Okay, that activity is then linked to this workbook that you need to do. Okay, and slowly work through. Today we're going to focus on you actually completing the introduction part of this essay. Okay, so your first task is thinking about the structure of what makes an effective introduction. Okay, now we've done in terms of this, we've looked at how you open. We want you to open with a good hook, okay, which is good, maybe some good background information as to why your issue is important to investigate. Okay, we need the essay question in there. Okay, what are you going to answer at the end of this? So we've got a key understanding of that. We need to understand your key perspectives. Okay, so whose perspectives are you going to be looking at when you actually argue or answer this question? Okay, and then also if there are any maybe key terms that you feel might need to be explained, this is where you would add them in your introduction. Okay, now you see in this slide here, I have highlighted them in 4 different colors. Okay, so your first task, activity 1, is you have been given an introduction, okay, to basically an essay around your topic area. Okay, so if we look at this is obviously the sustainability one, the inequality one looks exactly the same. What I want you guys to do is to go through and you're going to color code this text using this as the key. So where is the hook in here? Which information do you feel is the hook? Where is the essay question? Okay, I'm going to highlight that in red. Okay, introducing key arguments and perspectives. Okay, where is that information in here? Okay, so you're going to basically color code these. Okay, so you make a copy of this and then color code it from there. All right. Your next task is, this is a formal piece of writing. Okay, when you write this, we shouldn't have any I's and we's and my's, any pronouns in there. Okay, so we need to make sure that they are removed. So activity number 2 is you've been given a series of sentences. Okay, we've done the first one for you. Okay, so what we want you to do is to remove the I's, the we's, the my's, okay, and rewrite it in a passive voice. Okay, so rather than I will investigate the social impacts of the fast fashion industry, like the Rana Plaza incident I mentioned earlier, okay, you will change, or you've changed that to this essay will investigate, sorry, that should say the social impacts of the fast fashion industry, such as the Rana Plaza incident that has been discussed earlier. Okay, so there's no pronouns in that. So you need to do that the same for these 4 here. Okay, so you're going to write it now without any pronouns. Okay, so that's activity number 2. Activity number 3 is for you to start finding some background information. These are the wow facts that we want you to find. Okay, so remember, if we want to have a good hook, we want to open with some wow facts about your issue. Okay. What you have, again, let's go and have a look at the activity here. Okay, it outlines what the activity is, and it says use these research articles and films. Now, I click on here, it gives me a list of sources I could use to find these wow facts. All right, I would suggest you use 1 video and 1 article. Okay, you don't need to watch all the films and all the articles. Okay, if we look at the inequality one, I think there's even more in terms of what you could choose from there. Let's open that up. Okay, so there you've got 4 different films you could watch and 2 articles. I would suggest choose 1 film, choose 1 article and read there. Okay, and from that, it's asked you, okay, to write 4 introductory sentences, and you're going to write that here. Okay, what are your background sentences? What are your wow facts that you're going to use in that introduction? Okay, so that's task number 3. Okay, task number 4. Okay, remember we need to outline whose perspectives are we going to use. Okay, for this essay, we want you to use 2 people's perspectives that are for one side of the argument and 2 people's perspectives that are for the other side of the argument. Okay, so for example, for the fast fashion industry, you're going to have 2 people who say, yeah, it should continue in Hong Kong. And you're going to have 2 that say, no, absolutely no way. All right, again, let's go back to the workbook. You'll see as you scroll through this, okay, that it has a series of different perspectives. Okay, and each perspective, so we've got the fashion worker, fashion designer, consumer, fashion company, cotton farmer. These are all going to be pro fast fashion. Okay, these ones here are against it. Okay, so you're going to choose 2 that are against and 2 that are for. All right, and you're going to write out, okay, what is their perspective. So it says formulate sentences in your own words that introduce these perspectives in your introductory paragraph. Okay, so that's part 4 that you need to do. Okay, the final part is setting out your thesis. What are you going to talk about? So this essay will argue it is suggested that fast fashion should continue in Hong Kong. Fast fashion should not continue in Hong Kong. Okay, so it's basically it's a very brief statement in the introduction of what they will find in your conclusion. Okay, again, if we go to here, you're going to write the thesis statement here. All right, so we're going to get you to do those 5 activities today so that next lesson you can actually start drafting your introductory paragraph, okay, using the information you have gathered from your workbook above. All right, guys, I will make sure that you've got a copy of this PowerPoint. You will have this video to watch. If you have any questions, please just contact me on either the Google Hangout or Google Classroom, and I'll get back to you straight away.